Hey, what's up everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Gwent, and today we're playing more of the Seesaw seasonal event, which is an alternate game mode where at the end of each player's turn, any odd-powered unit will get damaged by 1, and any even-powered unit will get boosted by 1. Today we are revisiting what is probably our most successful deck ever in this event, so let's go give it a look. So today we'll be playing a Northern Realms Royal Inspiration deck that focuses on getting as many of our units as possible on even power, so that they are always getting boosted at the end of our turn by Seesaw. Early on, we'll want to play Belohun, who recently got buffed, and because we have Devotion means anytime we play a unit, it will always have at least 6 power, which also means it'll get boosted by Seesaw at the end of the turn. We'll also play Vysogota early, because he is the perfect card to get as many of our units on even power as possible. Alternatively, we can play Raffard's Vengeance to load up on as many of our bronze units as possible, because we have a ton of powerful bronze cards. Then protect any of those guys with Donimir if you'd like. Then we'll start playing our engines, and we have a ton of them, starting with Immortals, which once it's on an odd amount of power will get damaged by Seesaw, removing its shield, and boosting it in the process. Then we have cards like Kerack Guard and Redanian Knight, which both boost themselves by 1 at the end of the turn, and if they are on an even amount of power, they'll get boosted by Seesaw, and then their ability will kick in, keeping them on an even amount of power, so they will always get boosted by 2 at the end of our turn indefinitely, at least until they get damaged. Then we have cards like Strenger and Temerian Drummer to boost other units, and if we're boosting a unit that is on even power, once again that means that first Seesaw will boost the unit that's on even power, and then Temerian Drummer or Strenger will boost them again, keeping them on even power, once again giving us a 2-point per turn engine that works indefinitely. And in terms of targets for those boosts, it would ideally be Tridam Infantry because it'll deal damage every time it gets boosted. Now let's talk about finishers. First we have Vissegerd, which we'll actually want to play on our second to last turn because he will get charges based on how many boosted allied units we have, and we should have a lot of them. And then on our last turn we'll either use Temerian Infantry for a bunch of damage, or Lyrian Scytheman for a big boost. For more miscellaneous combos, we also have King Foltest, who can also boost a card by 2 if that card is on even power at the end of our turn, but more importantly, he can create copies of cards in our deck, which means if we put a Blue Stripes Commando next to Foltest, we can summon a new Blue Stripes Commando every turn, helping to flood our rows with more boosted units. Then if we do that in round 1, we can use Princess Pavetta to put those cards from our graveyard back into our deck, so that we can replay one of them and summon the rest of them out from our deck. Then we have Bloody Baron to reset a card in case one of our opponent's units gets really highly boosted, and Sabrina, who, unless she gets boosted, at the end of our opponent's next turn will get destroyed by Seesaw, damaging all of their units in a row by 3, giving us good wide punish. So there's a look at the deck, and like I said, it focuses on getting as many boosted units as possible, and then using those boosted units to either give us even more boosts or even more damage. And this is probably my favorite deck in this event because it is a lot of fun. So let's go see it in action. Alright, so going up against monsters here, and they'll go first. Okay, so we have a few good engines with certainly Vysogota, though we'd like to protect him with Donimir ideally. We don't have him. We'd like to pair Blue Stripes Commando with Foltest if possible. And Strenger is a good engine, as is the Redanian Knight and Kerack Guard. I'm expecting for them to be vampires, given how they're blood scent, so I think the Veil will be useful. They have a lot of bronzes, so Raffard's Vengeance could also be a good play for us. Sabrina could as well. I'm thinking Lyrian Scytheman may not be the best option, since I am expecting for them to have a lot of damage. And Tridam Infantry at least is a good target for those boosts. Oh, really? Which Apprentice first? Okay. Not what I was expecting to see. So let's go Raffard's Vengeance. And let's give it a boost so that it's on even power. Okay, then it's Armored Araka, so yeah, here's some of the bleed we were expecting. Now let's use Raffard's Vengeance to play, I'm thinking, Redanian Knight. We get a Tridam Infantry, which we would love if we had a Temerian Drummer to go with it, but Strenger is certainly still an option. So why don't we go with her? And we'll put something on the other side of her soon. Okay, so they're really trying to take down Raffard's Vengeance. And Strenger for that matter. Proto-Fletter. Okay, this will get a big boost from all the bleed there. And they have reached Sabbath, so that means this Witch Apprentice will start to get boosted every turn as well. But I think now we go Tridam Infantry. Next stand is Strenger, and we do a couple of points of damage to that Witch Apprentice when we do so. Let's use our leader ability as well to get Enna Strenger up to an even number. That way she will stay boosted even after the bleed. Okay, Megascope, likely for another Witch Apprentice. In fact, that's the only thing they can do. Now let's go another Tridam Infantry over here. Those will both get boosted by 2 every turn, giving us 2 damage each per turn. Okay, Mahakameo keeps you on an odd number, which is not really what you want to be doing. And I was thinking about getting a Kerack City Guard down here earlier and using that order ability to move one of these cards over to the range row and breaking Sabbath in the process. But I wanted to get these Tridam Infantry down here first because long term that is worth a lot. And now it is probably too late for Kerack City Guard to break Sabbath because no one card getting moved is enough to drop them below 25 in that melee row. But let's go with the Kerack City Guard here, because at the very least, if we use a leader ability charge on her, then she will turn into another 2-point per turn engine. And we actually got rid of one of those Witch Apprentices, so that's really nice. No pass. So we'll win on even in round 1. Okay, so we picked up Foltest, which is the card that I wanted to combine with Blue Stripes Commando, so suddenly this looks much more appealing. We also have several finishers here with Temerian Infantry, Lyrian Scytheman, and Vissegerd, so we're a little bit heavy on that, not as big on the engines. But I'm thinking we might try to push here at least a little bit. I'd love to have Donimir to go with Vysogota, though. Sabrina in a shorter round, maybe not the best fit. Belohun could be quite useful. Okay, think we can make a bit of a push here with what we have going on. So you could make the case for going with Vysogota first, because the earlier we play him, the more points he's going to give us. Maybe we try to save him for round 3 and focus primarily on Foltest in this round, though. So let's play him first. And boost him up, like so. Another card that would also be good to play early would be Belohun. We might play him next, but that's another one that could go with Vysogota in round 3. So maybe we save these two and focus on Foltest plus Blue Stripes Commando, Immortals, and possibly Vissegerd, and then finish with the Scytheman or the Temerian Infantry. Oh. Okay. The fact that you put that in the melee row means it could potentially be Kelly, but generally, given how your blood sense, that would usually mean it's Unseen Elder. Either way, let's go Blue Stripes Commando now. Especially because on an even amount of power, you'll get boosted by 2. One from Seesaw and one from Foltest. Okay, Operator. Probably to get... Oh. Okay. Not the vampire I was expecting to see. And actually, now let's go Immortals. And use this bleed on the Cave Troll, especially when it's on an odd number. That means it's taking 2 damage per turn, so that's really big. We'll do Blue Stripes Commando here to get more of these guys out from our deck. And we can either boost Immortals to immediately get it on an odd number to break its shields, get it boosted up, and turn it into a big engine, or we can have Seesaw boosted up this turn, and it'll be a short delay before this really gets going. I think that might be what we want to do in order to get Blue Stripes Commando boosted up more permanently as well, because we want to try to time this such that Vissegerd and or Temerian Infantry are going down on... It is Kelly. Going down on a turn when we have a bunch of boosted units, so we lost the ALP that they gave us, which is no big deal. And we can actually counter Kelly fairly well because we're going to spawn in a new Blue Stripes Commando every turn, and so that's just going to get sacrificed to Kelly. Not to mention, if we use this to get another Blue Stripes Commando out here, and then we go Temerian Infantry, I think that's enough to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. Would love for it to be enough to drop you down to 1, then you get destroyed at the end of their turn, but... Oh, also they have you, though. Okay, never mind. Scytheman. In that case. Alright, Cave Troll did mess with us a little bit in that way, and technically Scytheman was the first card to get boosted, and so that is the one that we created an additional copy of in our deck, not the Blue Stripes Commandos, which does make that a little unfortunate because Kelly may actually get rid of this Blue Stripes Commando now. No, got rid of that one that did not have a usable order remaining, so that's good. So now I think this will be our second to last turn in this round, in which we'll play Vissegerd, and we could use a leader ability charge on this Blue Stripes Commander to get one more boosted unit, but I think we might want to save that to set up Temerian Infantry on our last turn instead. Okay, now they're trying to put the bleed on Foltest, it seems. But for the most part, he's already done his job. Okay, so now what we do is we go Royal Inspiration on Vissegerd. So now he's boosted. And we go Blue Stripes Commando, summon out another boosted Blue Stripes Commando. I actually think this means we now have more damage than we need with Temerian Infantry to get rid of Cave Troll, but sure, we'll take it anyway. So we get rid of you. And then with our 6 points of damage, we can either try to take down Kelly, which is not quite going to be enough, or we can go and damage Oriana. So let's at least lower you a bit here. Keep you on an odd number, and then let's lower one of your other cards onto an odd number as well. So that's definitely going to be the last card that we play, because these cards we have remaining are both cards that we'd like to play in a long round, and play them early at that. Detloff. You would have loved to have played that earlier. Yes, there are a lot of cards in that melee row. You're not wrong. But I still think probably want to pass here. Yes, we could continue to spawn in even more Blue Stripes Commandos because Foltest is still going. But I think we've played our big finishers, and so at this point, these are not really the cards we want in this situation. And so I'm curious, especially because they have Kelly, they have a limited number of cards they can play before they're going to start to burn their own units. Can they actually catch us here? At the very least, they're going to need to go cards down. It's Gale, which does look like, what, they'll go after Foltest? Probably should have gone after Foltest. Which is, oh, is it enough? It looks like it is, but will they play one more just to be safe? After Seesaw, it is not enough. That's why you should always play your extra card if it's close, because you never know if Seesaw will foil your plans. Alright, so going up against Skellige here, and they'll go first. Okay, so we have several engines here with a couple of Redanian Knights, a couple of Temerian Drummers. Blue Stripes Commando we'd love to combine with Foltest, but we don't have him right now. We can use Raffard's Vengeance to play some of these bronze cards more quickly. Vysogota, great if we can combine that with Donimir, which we could do with Amphibious Assault, but I was also thinking that that could be something we could use to get King Belohun. So let's get rid of Blue Stripes Commando. There's Donimir. Okay, so suddenly this becomes much more intriguing. And Sabrina is good for dealing damage, but I'm a little skeptical, given how we're going against Skellige here. They might even want to damage themselves. Not thrilled about the Commando, but think overall we can certainly make this work. Okay, Dim Corsair, so will this be a pirate stack? It certainly could be, since they're Onslaught, so you'd think that's definitely a possibility. The question is, do we go Donimir first, or do we go straight into Raffard's Vengeance or Vysogota? I would kinda like to save Vysogota for round 3 and maybe try to get by with just Raffard's Vengeance and a bunch of bronzes in round 1. Let's see if we can make that work. A little bit risky. Okay, Stunning Blow, which is good for a fair bit of damage. Oh, plus leader ability to outright remove Raffard's Vengeance. Okay. Aggressive play, but you know what? Probably worth it. I see what they're getting at. Now let's try going for a Temerian Drummer here, and if it sticks, which I think it very well may not, then we'll go Amphibious Assault into a Tridam Infantry. Raiding Fleet to give it some bleed. It's unfortunate, especially when it's on an odd number, because that means it's going to take 2 damage per turn unless we use a leader ability charge to boost it up. Let's go Amphibious Assault, and let's use that to get a Tridam Infantry. And then, ideally, we would boost you up. Because now, this is going to get boosted by 2 every turn, and therefore deal 2 damage every turn. Okay, on-crate Raiders. Give them some more damage. Now I think let's go Redanian Knight. And they will remove that Temerian Drummer. We do have another one, of course, if we want to use that. Okay, another on-crate Raiders. Now, I think we do play this Temerian Drummer. And we're going to want to boost up Tridam Infantry to an even number. Okay, and they're continuing to go after, now this Temerian Drummer, Gerd. Interestingly, does actually help this Temerian Drummer by putting it back on an even number. Does shut down that Redanian Knight and does put Tridam Infantry onto an odd number, which is less than ideal, but I think now we just replace this old Redanian Knight with a new Redanian Knight to take his place. They'll pass, which after Seesaw makes them take a fair bit of damage, so I think we are safe to pass here given how much of a margin we have and because we will still get boosted and deal some damage with Tridam Infantry and get a couple of boosts from Redanian Knight. Always be careful though whenever you're close like this at the end of a round, because Seesaw could give you a bit of a nasty surprise. Fortunately, that's not the case here though, so we'll take the round 1 win. Okay, so we got round 2 of Amphibious Assault, Temerian Infantry, which is a potential finisher, and as is the case with Vissegerd, still not a great way to set up Blue Stripes Commando, so I think we swap you out. And Strenger could be very good if we, once again, go for a Tridam Infantry with Amphibious Assault. So we could even consider trying to push here, because we have a little bit of everything. Early setup, cards to target with the boosting, and then finishers. If anything, we might actually have a little too many finishers. Sabrina, still on the fence as to whether we really want her, because they're going to have a lot of armor from Onslaught. But let's give this a shot. It is pretty greedy. It is pretty greedy trying to push here. We could, of course, have Dry Pass and gotten card advantage and double lasso in round 3. Okay, so they give us the Rupture on Donimir, which means he's going to take 7 damage at the end of this turn. He will survive, however, because he has 2 armor. We can play Vysogota, which was my intention, and boost him up a little bit further, putting him on an even number, which will help, and then boost up Vysogota as well. So that drops him down to a 4, that means. Okay, then it's Coral, and this could mean a fair bit of damage here. It's Vysogota. But now let's do Amphibious Assault. And honestly, Belohun might not have been a bad option if we had done that immediately, but no, I think we're going Tridam Infantry here. Because what we're looking to do is play you, and then boost you. And we have enough charges here that we could even boost you 2 more times, get 2 more damage, keep you on an even number, or boost up Donimir a couple of times, make him a little less vulnerable. I think we get a little bit greedy, though, since this is still likely to be a short round in which put up points quickly is still the name of the game. Okay, and as we might have expected, though, that means we're inviting damage on Donimir, including enough damage to actually remove him. But now we can play Strenger and boost up Tridam Infantry. We actually don't want to use this last boost because Strenger will get boosted by Seesaw, and then the game will check to see if she's inspired, so she will boost on both sides of her. And then Terror of the Seas, this is the big card that I really wanted to bleed out. Curious who they go for, though. It's Strenger, actually. I was kind of expecting they'd go for Vysogota. I guess he didn't have as many points on his body. So I think Sabrina is definitely looking good because she has a lot of cards to damage in this melee row. Of course, the longer we wait to play her, the more effective she will be if they continue to play cards there, except Vissegerd, Temerian Infantry don't have great setup right now, so I think it probably is just going straight into Sabrina now. And now let's go crazy boosting Tridam Infantry, and we might even hit Sabrina with some of this damage. We do not, but at the end of the turn, okay, 1 more damage, it doesn't hit her. So she's going to get destroyed by Seesaw unless they have a way to boost her. They have to play Kerack as well. That's another card they very much did not want to have to play. There goes Sabrina. And so that means we've gotten rid of Terror of the Seas, Coral, Holger, Kerack, lots of their best cards. And we're still in the lead here, so we could try to push all the way, or we could force them to go 1 more card down and still take that card advantage and double lasso into round 3. So a little debatable, but now that they have Kerack down there, they're going to start dealing a lot more damage and probably take out Vysogota fairly quickly, so I think this is where we draw the line. So they have 10 points they need to make up, and can they do it with 1 card? Smortfarg, oh, I mean, that's huge. Yes, but another instance of, I'm glad we got rid of it in this round. So that is one of the best counters against Northern Realms. So yes, they will win round 2 here, but only after playing basically all of their best cards. Okay, except now we have exclusively finishers here, so let's get rid of one of these Temerian Infantries. And Kerack City Guard at least is 1 engine force. Obviously, it's a short round, so we don't have a lot of time to power those up, but Blue Stripes Commando, I mean, if we got Foltest, might have enough time to become relevant, but I'm thinking still might be worth more than a Temerian Infantry, though. Except if we draw into that one there. Okay, so that's unfortunate. Okay, unfortunately, I believe they've already played most of the cards that they are wanting to target for their discard, so no Morkvarg or anything like that popping up here. Fortunately for us. Let's go with Kerack City Guard first, as this is our primary engine. Next play would have been Blue Stripes Commando. It is, unfortunately, not so relevant anymore. Okay, it's Fukushia. That is obviously a huge play. Who are they going to get? It's Kerack. Okay. That does make me nervous. If we had not botched these Blue Stripes Commandos, then we probably would have still been in decent shape. But the second one is basically a dead card, so we will play one of them here. And technically, I guess that means whatever card they play here will damage Blue Stripes Commando and might destroy it, which may not be the end of the world. So, yeah, you know, we'll take it if you take this out. Could be worse, because little did they know, we had the other one hanging out here in our hand. And we actually don't want to use our leader ability charge here because both of our cards are on even power. Okay, then it's King Bran, which is, if nothing else, a decent point slam. So this is not looking great for us right now. It's going to be close. Let's play Vissegerd. We're going to put them all in the same row here because we want to set up Lyrian Scytheman. So let's also boost one of you guys to get you on an even number. Okay, so now we have 3 points of damage. They won't take another turn, so we just damage anybody. It shouldn't make much of a difference. Except, don't take out the Demon Warship. That would be bad. Okay. Lyrian Scytheman. Looks like it is just enough, so we will hold on for the win. So there's a look at the Northern Realms deck for the new Seesaw seasonal event. If you liked the video, then make sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and leave a comment down below to let me know which other cards, archetypes, and factions you'd like us to experiment with next. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you next time.